Okay, so today is the second session on our quantum physics series. And today we will be we'll recap a little bit, but primarily we'll talk about introduction to change. We have talked about brain, how our brain function. And now we will try to understand that how change take place means how can we change? Because from meditation, pranayam, yoga, anything that we do, our primary intention is to change. And thinking certainly is where the brain starts, but then how does it comes to the physical body and other things? So we will see. Generally we say that change is difficult, but what we are talking about here is that change is easy or can be made easy if we understand the process. Sometimes it's the process which makes it seems like it's a big issue. It's like crossing a river, which is not easy, especially if you don't even know how to swim. But if we can find the bridge, then you don't have to worry about the river or the flow. You can easily walk past that. So last time we talked about the brain and how to rewire our brain. To summarize, if we look at it, that how we can take it as a three-step process. From brain goes to the body, from body goes to the soul. In other words, we can say how we can take it from thinking to doing to being. That means it starts with a thought, and that's where our neurons in the brain kicks in. After you think about something, you do it once, more than once, and that's where the doing comes and your body gets engaged. So example, suppose you want to try a new recipe. You think about it, you find the resource, whether book, online, and then you try it. You like it, you try it one more time, then one more time. So now what you thought, your body is actually doing it. And once you do it a couple of times, now the network in your brain has become strong enough that it has gone to a level where you don't need to look at the book or the online again. That means it is part of you, part of the soul, part of being. That means now you don't have to go step by step. You have understood. So this is the process from knowledge to experience to wisdom. Anything that we are trying, anything new, whether you are learning, whether it's music, sports, the steps remain the same. And as you know, that there are different parts of the brain, they are having different functions. However, 80 to 90% thoughts, what we get daily, they are same as day before. And we are getting thousands of thoughts. Now, when we have the same thought as day before, primarily if we say 80 to 90%, so you would agree that you stay the same because you are what your thoughts are. So the question is, how can we become whatever you want to be? That means you have to change your thoughts. Because new thoughts will lead to the new choices. And your new choices will lead to new behavior. So imagine somebody wants to change the habit that you have to wake up early. That's your choice. In order to make it happen, you have to overcome the body. Early morning when the alarm goes and all, especially winter time, we have all the excuses in the world that 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes, because your body is resisting. Why is resisting? Because it just wants to do whatever it's been doing for a while. So Here, your body and the action. Now that's where this combination, that means you have to really act. That no, I want to get up early, I will get up early. And then you get new experience, whatever you were planning to do, whether you want to do meditation, you want to go out for a walk or reach wherever you want to be in time. That experience will give you new feelings, means new emotions, sense of achievements or whatever, which will lead towards the emotion, which is releasing chemicals in your body. So when you are very happy, you will have one kind of chemicals. If you are stressed, you will have another kinds of chemical. Typically, stress means you are talking about, say, cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone. But when you are happy, now you are talking about dopamine, oxytocin or serotonin, and different hormones which are, depending on the emotion, are being released in the body. So what's happening is that your feelings coming from the thought, from the brain, is now teaching the body chemically. And this will start the transformation, because once the chemicals, that means hormones, these things are released in the body, they go and they will act, means they will make an impact on your body. Important thing here is, just by thinking, you're making changes. And this is what we call supernatural, superhuman, but it's in your hand, full control. And just by thoughts alone, you are making this happen. So what's happening here? What are the key points? Whenever you can make your brain work differently, you are changing your mind. So thoughts are the key. Just by thinking alone, you are changing your feeling, your emotion. Based on the emotions, you have neurons, your circuits working, because now the body is releasing chemicals, whether serotonin or oxytocin. I mean, it all depends on the type of emotion, stress or happy. And with that, you are making your brain and the body the way you want. So Hebb's law says that neurons, which is brain cell, they fire together, they wire together. That means when we do anything over and over again, we are making the neurons fire, means, these are electrical signals. So they wire together, they form a circuit. And circuit means, that's how we say, oh, I know, like you're learning how to ride a bike. After a while, practice, now you don't need to worry. That means that circuit is complete, that you can do anything over and over. So when we start changing, we have new chemicals, new hormones released in the body. Body says, no, I like the old one. Don't give me this new stuff. So body is forcing, body is pulling you away from that change. Body wants to take you to the old self. So for example, if you want to get up early, you are changing your habit, the body will say, no, another 10 minutes, another 15 minutes. Don't worry. If you are changing any habit, say you don't want to eat, or you want to eat less sugar, the body will say, no, I want the sugar what you used to eat, because body is used to whatever that initial condition is. And that's why we say change is difficult. If we understand that, it's easy, because now we know how to make it happen. Now, it starts with your thought. Why thoughts are so important? Because body cannot differentiate that you are having this emotion. Is it because of a practical experience or just because of your thought? Because ultimately is the emotion releasing the hormones. So hormones has arrived, that means the body will get the whatever the benefit or the result of that is, because if it is cortisol, cortisol means stress, you will get stress. And if it is a positive dopamine, you are talking about positive result. So body will only know the result. It has come from emotion. Emotion has come from some feeling or some real experience. Body cannot differentiate. This is one of the reasons, masters, before meditation, I personally do and highly recommend spend maximum 1 minute. Bring your affirmation in your subconscious mind, because the mind doesn't know. Body cannot differentiate that this emotion is coming just because you are thinking your affirmation has come true or it has really come true. And based on that, the body acts. And then we draw the event in our life. And it is so surprising when you see the universe giving you whatever you want in a way that probably you would have never expected. But the story starts just thinking your thoughts. And this is the reason why. So if you can think and rehearse over and over, it will program your subconscious mind accordingly. It will reprogram it. So suppose if somebody says, I cannot do this, lack of self-confidence, self-esteem, but your affirmation is that you have high self-esteem, and you think every day during meditation, bringing into the subconscious mind. So what will happen? It will reprogram your brain. It will first loosen up and then eventually break the old network, which says you cannot do it, lack of self-confidence, and it will form new circuit, which is you are confident, you can do it, you have very high self-esteem, self-respect, all those things. But this is like, you are driving. First, you have to, from high speed, stop and then change direction. So your brain has already a circuit which is full of negativity. First, we have to slow it down. Then we break that old habit and then form a new habit. So that is how this three-step process works. Now, let's see how it really works step by step again. So you are based on your personality, and personality is creating personal reality. And we just said you are based on what you think, your thoughts. Because based on your thoughts, you will act. And the way you act is the way you feel. So if your personality is creating the personal reality in your life, we have to really focus on how we think. So example, say you're going to work and now you are upset. You are yelling on the people around you, means people who are driving on the traffic, because you are late, and you are blaming everybody else on the highway. That highway is busy, people don't know how to drive. And why? Because that's your personality. Anger, not leaving on time. There could be many different factors. And now you are upset because you left late, you are running behind, and there is traffic on the road. So what will happen is your thought process has gone negative already because you are blaming everyone else. Your action is anger, blaming everyone else, maybe yelling, even if you are driving your own car. So your feeling is certainly full of negativity. When you are arriving at work with all this negativity, you can imagine the result, what you're going to get there. So you have to disconnect from your current life to create new personality. Because we just saw in the last session, and we recap that how 80 to 90% thoughts, what you get today is same as yesterday. So if everything is same, you will act, feel, and your day will be the same because you're doing exactly same as yesterday. So you have to change your thoughts. So you have to change your old thoughts into new thoughts, which will help in changing your personality. And based on your personality, once you change that, your personal reality will change. Now, how does that work? If you have same thoughts, means you have same choices, same action, you will have same experience and same feelings. That's what we call old self. Now, in the example of driving, you say new thought. That means you have decided, no, I will leave 10 minutes early, not late, not on time, 10 minutes early. This is your new thinking. Your choice is that I am leaving 10 minutes early because you don't want to be late. New actions are required. That means now you're not late. You know your habits. You're leaving now before time. With this action of leaving before time, your behavior will be different. Why? Because now you are ahead of time. No more yelling on people around you or vehicles around you. You will reach, say, your workplace before time. So in the past, when you were late, when people are late, they feel ashamed or embarrassed. They don't want anybody to see them coming late. They want to be invisible and somehow reach their desk, office, cubicles, whatever that may be. But now you are before time. Now, in fact, you want people to notice that, hey, you are before time. Something is different. So this is new experience that you want people to see before you were hiding from people. This is a new feeling. Feelings will give rise to emotion. Emotion will give rise to hormones or chemicals, what we say. And if you are happy, if you want everybody to see you that you are coming before time, it cannot be cortisol. Cortisol is stress, what used to happen. Now, like we said, dopamine, serotonin, there are different hormones, positive ones, which will be released in the body, which will make your day go brighter and more positive. So, within no time, you will see change in yourself. And trust me, not only you, because obviously chemicals, feelings, emotions, everything is happening in your body, not others. However, very soon you will see changes in people around you. And you will wonder, how can they change? I have to only change my thinking, my chemicals, my body. So why are they changing? Because that is where the energy interacts. How we perceive others are thinking about us depends on our actions. So when you are happy, your thoughts about others will also change. Now you will not be negatively thinking that, oh, he must be thinking about me, he's talking about me. Or if somebody is laughing, we say, these people are making fun of me, because you have something against yourself in your thoughts. But now when your thoughts are changing, you will not think the person is laughing on you. No, the person will say, oh, he's a happy person, something good going on in his life. You will not think people are talking about you. Now you will think, okay, whatever is going on. So when you are not negative, you are not taking others negatively, your life is becoming positive. That means your stress level going down. That means your negative cortisol or adrenaline, those kind of chemicals going down to the required level, not high. And obviously you will have a happy life. So there are three things in this process: the body, the environment, the time. So first comes the body. Body will pull you when you want to change. Body will say, buddy, forget it. We'll do tomorrow. We will try out later. Today, let's live the way we have been living. So in the example of, say, if you want to get up early, the body will say, hey, 10 more minutes or 20 more minutes. Let me take another nap or little more time on, in the bed. It's cold, it's this, all kind of excuses. Why? The body is used to certain behavior, certain chemicals. It may sound funny, but when you're running late, you're driving like crazy, your body is producing more of the stress hormones, right? Adrenaline, cortisol. So the body wants that only because it's addicted to it. Now, addiction is not just coffee or, any kind of tea, coffee or cigarettes or alcohol or drugs, but Addiction is also of sugar, salt, and similarly these emotions. So body is addicted to these emotions, so body wants the same. So you have to be really greater, means more, sometimes we say will, or your own strength, mental strength, not just physical strength, mental is also needed, and that's what is needed here. Because you will say, no, my body, I am the boss, not you. So you don't tell me what to do, I will tell you what I want. I want to get up early, and I will get up early. Or I want to leave in time, I will leave in time. Once you do that, and you do a couple of times, now you're releasing new chemicals in your body. Now you are telling your body, you may be craving for the old chemicals, but you won't get it. Sorry. This is new, and this will stay. And once you do that over and over, the body understands that, okay, he's the boss or she's the boss, and body listens to you. Second comes environment. Now you have come to a point where you say, I'm the boss, I am greater than the body. Now you have to be greater than the environment also. Why environment? We talked about, say, traffic, that's environment. Say weather, environment. You can blame that today is raining, tomorrow it's snow, and third day it could be, anything, but that's just environment. People blame that I'm good, but my colleagues are so negative that I end up talking negative. So we keep blaming the environment, because this becomes a very easy excuse. We say, oh, this person said this, that person did this, and that's why I'm upset. Well, again, we are blaming someone else for anything and everything in our life. So if your environment is controlling how you think, how you feel, how you act, how you behave, then emotions and chemicals, that means environment is deciding everything for you. Now, your personal reality, means everywhere you have negativity and all that, is creating your personality. And you become victim of your own life. Because now your personality is all negativity, you get angry very easily, short-tempered, and everybody knows around you that this person is like this. And personality means it has become your habit, means by doing over and over, unconsciously, but that's become your second nature. Because you have been doing over and over for a long time. So you have to be greater than the environment in order to break that. You have to first stop blaming others for anything and everything in your life going wrong. No, take charge. And then greater than the time. Time in the sense, somebody said something to me 10 years ago, and I'm still upset about it. I still don't want to talk to that person. So what have we done? The past, we can call it known because we know it, it has happened. The future, because you are so upset, you don't want to forgive that person. And you are clear, I don't want to talk to this person. The moment anybody talks about the person or you think about the person, you get agitated, angry. That means your future is also known, because whenever we talk of this person, I will be angry. So it's known. It's very simple. The past is known, future is known. The problem is, like we said, the thoughts, 80 to 90% same as yesterday, same today, nothing changed. Tomorrow, same, nothing changed. Day after tomorrow, next week, next month. That means you are not changing. You're not changing your personality, the way you act, the way you feel. Then nothing will change. So you have to find how to live in the moment so that you are not in the known, but the unknown. That means you will make your choices daily basis with new thoughts. What happened yesterday, what the person did to you, said to you yesterday, last month, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, we have to know how to let go. In other words, forgiveness. This is one thing which is something we need on daily basis. However, we don't even know. Most of us are not familiar with this topic. We are not familiar with how to forgive. And we keep dragging ourselves with the baggage, not for a day or so, years. So you have to be greater than the time. Create your future. That means work on your thoughts. What is affecting, what could dictate your life by being in the present moment. If you are in charge of your present moment, then your future you can create. Otherwise, your past and future, no difference, because same thoughts, same pattern, same behavior. So again, we have to work on our thoughts in order to be greater than the time, greater than the future. So it's cause and effect. Quantum model explain everything based on energy. That's why it is so simple to understand how our thoughts over and over impacts our future. Because the way I'm thinking, I act, the way I act creates my personality, my choices, which is leading towards my future, which is tomorrow. How to switch side is a big issue. It's not easy. First thing is you understand, which, okay, I have understood. So the question comes, how can I move from one side to the other? It's like, you're in a rainy season, the river is flowing, tremendous amount of, the water, the waves, the flow. There is no way you can swim. It doesn't matter how good of a swimmer you are afraid of your life, which is absolutely right. It will be crazy to just dive in and say, I will cross the river. And we don't have to be that crazy or that risky. All we have to do is find a bridge that you don't have to jump into the river and you can still cross from one side to the other. And that is what meditation does for us. It helps you to overcome your body, your environment, and the time. Because it works on the energy level. It works on our thought level. And once you understand that everything is starting from your thoughts, ultimately your personality coming from your thoughts, which is basically your personal reality starting from your thoughts. And if we can work on your thoughts, there we go. Now we have a easy path that we can understand. This is the reason why we talk about meditation. Now, what is meditation? Different people may explain it differently, but meditation means to become familiar with or living in the moment in very simple way. Now, to become familiar with what? With who? You yourself. We can talk whole day about others. We can preach others whole day. Do we know enough about ourselves? Do we even know who we are? Sometimes you will see people eating, whether it's lunch, dinner, whatever, they may be with the family, but they're watching TV, reading something, or they're on their, digital gadgets, phone, whatever. That's not living in the moment. Focus on what you are doing. Don't try to multitask. People think I'll be more efficient if I do multitasking. Actually, that's totally wrong. You should have a clear, the mental clarity is very important, because that will lead towards emotional calmness, a very stable state. So you are not getting agitated with every small thing happening around you in your environment. Very stable. So you are turning the awareness from the world that is outside to the inner experience of thoughts and feelings. Now you will realize who you are. What are those thoughts which are repeating? What are those feelings repeating over and over again? Now you are conscious of your unconscious mind. Nothing is hidden from you, about you yourself, because now you are conscious of your unconscious mind, because that's what happens during meditation. Because after the age of 7 years, till 7, we are in subconscious mind whole day. We are learning from others. We don't know. And after 7 years, our conscious part starts, because now the network, neurons, habits are formed. And by the age, 35, you are pretty much done. That means your habits, your programming, everything is done. Now that program repeats. And that's why it's so important. We say up to 7 years of age, this is the learning part. So the child, we have to be very careful. And after that, every 5 years, the percentage keep going up of how much is logged in. You cannot change unless you do meditation. But by the time you are around 35, your habits are formed. It will take more time in meditation to unwind it. But the more you delay, the more bad habits you may have. So one thing, please remember, don't try to stop your thoughts, because one thing which people have this somehow perception that meditation means no thoughts, zero thoughts. Don't go by that definition. You may achieve that, but it will take whole life to get to that point. If you can, like big gurus, when you talk about Buddhist monk or Sadhguru or some, people who are not in the family life, whose daily thing is about meditation and all, that's a different story. But we are talking about the family life and meditation. So don't think meditation means zero. Zero means zero thoughts. Don't start with that. All you have to doing that, you are just starting. So if you start chasing your thoughts, if you start worrying that, oh, why did I even, start thinking about something in meditation, I must be doing something wrong, and now you're fighting with yourself, do not worry about that. Just stay calm, know yourself. If a thought comes, just deflect it. That means say, hey, hi, hello, but I will not talk to you today, we'll talk later. And you just go back to your meditation process. Don't get stuck. That's all you need to do. This way, your habits will not dictate your life. And very important, why people fail or they get discouraged during meditation, they don't recognize these victories, small victories. So if you are just starting and now you say, I can do meditation for 2 minutes, celebrate it. It's a big achievement. It's a big achievement, really. From 2, maybe in a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks, doesn't matter how much time it takes, it will become 5 minutes. Celebrate. Then it will become 10. Your body will tell you. Don't try to force that right from the first day, I have to sit for so many hours. Gradually let the body take you there. This way, you are breaking your old personality. You are releasing the energy, because every neuron, when it is forming a circuit, is consuming some energy. When we release it, now that energy can be used for your benefit, whatever the body needs, healing, some more new networks. So the more bad habits we let go, we are now making this useful energy for some useful good work. Otherwise, it was just stuck there with bad habits. So in meditation, wherever you place your attention is where you place energy. So if during meditation, say, I have a knee problem, and if I focus, not that I'm just thinking about my problem, that's not what I mean, and don't do that, because then you're stuck there. You don't have to worry about your problem. But with your affirmation, and if your affirmation is, I'm running, and you can only run when your knee is good. So you're not thinking about the problem, but your affirmation is with the positive thinking, positive elevated emotion of, I'm running, I love running, and I want to start again. So your attention is on that positivity that, yes, I'm running, which will only be when my knee is good. So you are channelizing your energy where you want. If you don't have anything specific, leave it. Let it flow through the whole body. So what happens is, because our analytical mind, which is our conscious mind, we have to go past that. It's like a thick concrete wall, conscious, subconscious. So what will happen is, when we can go beyond that analytical mind and enter the programming side means subconscious. Now this is where the programming is. That means you can change anything. Now your inner world is more real than the outer world. The less analytical you are, the more suggestible you become. Means now we are not thinking logic, we are not thinking why this will happen, how this will happen, when this will happen. You are just changing your habits. And it's extremely important that when you are doing this, accept, believe, and surrender to this whole process. Do not think, yeah, I've heard about meditation, but I really don't know how it's going to work. How can it go and change my programming, my subconscious mind, or whatever that is, so many years and blah, blah, blah. The more you doubt, the more you think negative outcome or negative about the process, the more it's going to take time. But if you can just accept that, yes, I believe in it, I trust in it, you will see the results will come much easier because your resistance has dropped. So when you sit in meditation, we will cover this in detail again, but just imagine you are not in your living room, in your study room, in your bedroom, which is known, where you know everything around. Imagine you are in outer space. Because when you are sitting in a room and you know you are sitting in that room, you know what's around you, your mind goes there during meditation. If you are in your study room, mind will think about, okay, your work, your laptop, my phone. You're in your living room, you may think about, okay, the TV, what you have to do, what you have to talk. Just imagine you are in outer space, wherever, whichever way you say. That's why we say darkness, outer space. This will help in slowing down your brain waves. And if you're still feeling little difficulty, you can even think about it as you breathe in. Doesn't matter which sequence wise, but I am not the body and I am not the mind. Why? Because this whole meditation, what are we up against? What is pulling you out of the meditation? Only two things. It's either physical body. I'm not comfortable. My posture is such that something is hurting. So my body is not letting me go in meditation. Or the mind, your thoughts, feelings, emotions, right? So if these two are not anymore any hurdle, then you can achieve what we say true meditative state. That means you can slow down your brain waves and you can sit looking inward, knowing you rather than worrying about the whole world. So masters, this was about change. This was about how, like in the first session, we talked about brain. So how our thoughts brings us in a situation where we can start working on the process of change.